Hi, everybody. Welcome to the In Charge Show.
You always do this hand thing when you start the show.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know. It's just like, it's funny. I notice every episode you're like, sorry, go on, continue.
Well, it's like, welcome to our home, you know.
Come on in.
We have a new sign, so in case anyone doesn't know who we are and what we are.
Yes. Mike, who made the signs?
It's by Bent on Design. On Facebook, just search Bent on Design and you get his cool stuff. Great guy.
Bent on.
So thank you for this. This is awesome. So now you know, just in case you're watching the show, you know what show it is.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Moving on up.
Yeah.
It's real wood and everything.
Yes.
Okay, so here we are again.
Yeah.
A little silliness, yes. Hi. I'm not going to wave because now I'm getting made fun of. So I'm going to put my arms like this, and then I'm going to smell them.
Superstar.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Anyway. So here we are.
Never a dull
We're really
moment.
going to get serious with this one. I'm Tara Brewster.
I'm Alfonso.
I'm Mike Connolly.
It's a little
I
tough
think so.
today,
Oh,
I guess.
I guess I'm going by the one name now. I have no longer have a last name.
Al.
No, Alfonso.
Alfonso?
Never mind.
Okay.
Forget it.
Never mind. Anyway, we have a great show for you today, and Al's doing End News, Mike's doing Employee, and I'm doing Entrepreneur of the Week.
Yes.
And we're gonna let Al start this time because he
So
never gets to
for
go first.
Ed News, by the time you guys watch this, it'll be a little bit of a couple weeks or a week or so of old news. But Facebook bought Instagram for $1 billion.
Get it.
It's the most expensive startup, meaning the most paid startup that got bought out or whatever. But they actually have a team of really good people, and I think that's what helped Facebook. That's what drove the price of the team. So Inc. had an article of about the team, so I'm going to kind of go over real quick who the team is and their roles and stuff. And it's actually kind of interesting in how Facebook has taken some of them and using them. So the CEO is Kevin Systrom. He's worked at Google on Gmail and Google Reader, so it's kind of interesting how he's going to play on Facebook. First, before I start anything, I guess the thing is that Instagram isn't changing. It's staying the way it is. It's just going to be owned by Facebook, and they're only going to be expanding products and services through Instagram. So they're going to be staying with Instagram, but they're going to be pretty much getting a paycheck from Facebook. Mike Krieger, he's a co-founder, but he's kind of on not in the forefront. He's not so much the face of Instagram. He's just kind of in the background, and he's the lead engineer. Amy Cole, she is business operations. She was actually the first hire for Instagram, and she's worked with Chrysler and Sephora, so she kind of knows a lot of business on more of the corporate side compared to a startup, so she kind of ties in a little bit of everything. John Rydell, he does community and partnerships. Shane Sweeney, Jessica Zolman, Bailey Richardson, Greg Gurr, Hutchinson, I can't even read my own writing, sorry. Philip McAllister and Dan Toffey. So they do have a lot of community positions and a lot of engineering positions. So community, I'm assuming it has to do with getting the name out in front of people with events and social media and things like that. So there's a couple people that's actually, I think it was Dan, if I remember correctly, that he's actually worked in DC and kind of like with the government. He worked with someone on a political campaign. I'm interested in seeing because Facebook is trying to get into DC with regulations and things like that. So I'm assuming that kind of helped a little bit with the buy. But I mean, good for Instagram. It's 2 years old.
Yeah, that's crazy. $1 billion.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if they're all going to be staying on for long term or what's going on, but Facebook hired all of them, and I mean, $1 billion. Goes the question: how much money Facebook really has to be able to just throw $1 million? I mean, if someone gave me $1 billion, I wouldn't work anymore. I'm sorry. See you later. Take it. I'm gone. I'm on vacation the rest of my life.
You'd be so bored though.
I find stuff to do.
I don't know. I think I know a lot of people that they get to the end of the rope, so to speak, and sell their businesses, and they go and buy everything they ever wanted, and then like 2 years later they looking for something to do. I mean, it gets old quick. Like. How many times can you drive your Ferrari around the block? And you're like,
I'll let you know when that happens.
I need, no, you normally need something else to do. That's why, even when people think about it, even when people retire, they retire, but they don't just stay home and watch the Today Show all day. They do something.
Yeah.
You get bored. You need to do something.
What I thought was cool about that article too was that there were so many people from Stanford.
Yeah.
And it just sort of replayed in my mind that it's all about who you know, it's all about your connections, it's all about your network. So, even the old boys club of college,
Yeah.
I think 5 out of the 10 were Stanford
Yeah,
graduates. So
exactly.
you never know.
Yeah, I personally, I just love Instagram. It makes me feel like I'm a professional photographer.
All right, so the people
without
that
trying.
The people that are watching and don't know what Instagram is, it's a photo app that you can take a photo and then they give you, I think, about like 10 different lighting options and kind of
Different filters.
special effects and things like that to enhance your photos, and then you can share them on all your social sites. So it started in 2010, and it recently just went on Android devices because it was only an iPhone. And then it went on Android, and the first day got 1 million downloads through Android.
You know
Wow.
what that made me think of? And we mentioned it a few episodes back about the Postal Service. When Polaroid was going through all that trouble, and they were, no
would've been
one was
something.
buying their things. Because Instagram is like a digital version of Polaroid.
Yeah.
And if Polaroid was just smart enough to think outside the box, Instagram could have been theirs, and they could have been, got that $1 billion from Facebook. I hate to see the older brands get taken over by newer, more innovative stuff, but as my iPhone goes off, but what the old brands aren't doing, they aren't adapting. They're so comfortable with what they've been doing. They're getting left in obscurity. We just, and that's a big part of being an entrepreneur or a business owner. You have to be able to adjust with the times, otherwise you're gonna get left behind.
Right,
Yeah.
but Fuji did buy Polaroid. And I did buy a Polaroid camera last year from Fuji.
Really?
So
I didn't
might
know
not-
they bought them out.
Yeah, I might not have an iPhone or Instagram, but I do have Polaroid.
There you go.
There you go, supporting the old brands.
Yeah, you guys should check it out. It's really awesome because I'll show up at parties and stuff with the Polaroid camera, and then everyone wants to be my friend. Because everything.
But then you have to scan them in to upload them to Facebook.
No, I actually have a real live picture that.
Yeah, like
I
the
just-
one you have to like
yeah.
shake your hand and whatever. Yeah.
Like a Polaroid picture.
It's like Facebook in real life.
Yeah, it's like real tangible picture,
Yeah. I forgot
People
what
are
those
like,
feel like.
what is that? Can I touch it?
How do I tag people in this?
Yeah, they're like, it doesn't work right. I'm like, no, it's just fine, thank you. All right, moving right along.
Yes.
Mike, employee?
Employees. So I got this article off of Inc. magazine. It's the eight qualities of remarkable employees. I always like words like remarkable and amazing, and because it just talks about being at another level. But the top 8 things it says that a remarkable employee would, or traits they will do, or things they would do. They ignore job descriptions. They're eccentric. They know when to dial it back. They praise publicly and complain in private. They speak when others won't. They like to prove others wrong, and they're always fiddling. And when I don't know, maybe I just like these qualities, and I think I did it before, but I like qualities in employees that are similar to business leaders or similar to entrepreneurs, because I could trust my brand or my company with that person because they're passionate about it. But in order to have these people doing these type things, like they want to say, speaking up when others won't, you have to have an environment where they feel comfortable to speak.
Yeah.
You can't be demeaning and everything they say, shoot them down, because eventually they'll stop talking and you might miss out on some great ideas. So it's kind of is a two-way street with boss versus employee. And I don't know. I just really thought this was a good one. I also like how it says they praise in public, because when you're trying to grow a company or a brand, positivity is the number one thing. Like you have to be. This could be, you're not really feeling it, but you don't want to be like, whoa, that's the dumbest idea I ever heard. But because if you're complaining and you're not giving a solution, it's just noise. So I like the fact that a great employee or a remarkable employee will be praising in public, and the things they don't like, they'll say it in private. So because they might like it, but someone else might love it, and they could run with it. And now you talking bad about it, so that person that loved it might want to share what they thought. So just keep positivity is key to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like complainers.
No.
No, I'm not a complainer.
Why
You're a
complain?
doer.
I do. Yeah.
I like the whole like knowing when to step back, or kind of, because you want employees to be like out there and eccentric, but depending on who the clientele is or who you're targeting, in your face doesn't always work. Sometimes it's good to like step back a little bit. That's really hard for me to do, but it's for employees. I think you need someone who's in entrepreneurs, they're the ones that are very in your face, loud, like because it's their baby. They're excited to talk about it. They won't stop talking about it. You want that in employees that work for you about your business, but at the same time, you kind of want to have them know when to step it back. Because if it's like 4 people really in your face about your business, then it's just going to scare people away.
Right.
Unless they are good looking.
Like me. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Moving on. Moving on. All right, guys. I know. Stab you. Where's my pen? So I have Entrepreneur of the Week this week, and for Entrepreneur of the Week, I stumbled onto Joe Green, who is 24 and is the founder of Causes. So I didn't know Al was also talking about like the Facebook, Instagram stuff, but we're kind of living in this Facebook world where it's sort of like a vacuum. It keeps like sucking in people, and it's like it's just huge. I can't even believe it. But anyway, so Joe Green, it was this great, article about young, upcoming 20-somethings, entrepreneurial people. And it was on businessweek.com, so we'll post it up there for you to look. But he got funding for $7.3 million from the Founders Fund, like $7.3 million, like
It's not no big deal.
for a Facebook company,
Yeah.
like app, right? Causes is like a
Yeah, it's
Basically
like
an app,
it's
right?
like the Zynga and the social gaming. It's in like that
Yeah.
retrospect where it's just an addition on to Facebook.
yeah. And oddly enough, this fellow was a former roommate of Mark Zuckerberg.
It all goes back to Harvard.
So again,
You know,
Harvard,
it all goes to
Stanford, like the
college.
old boys club. I'm like, dang it.
I can't rely on my college friends for any of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm like,
Mine, mine weren't the ones. Oh, I still talk to all my college friends, but they're not the ones that are sitting behind the computer desk. We're the ones being very social.
yeah.
So-
What was that like, Silent Bob and like movie store clerks?
Yeah, Clerks. That was a good
Anyway,
one.
yeah. Mark Zuckerberg was not my roommate, but anyway. So, basically for Joe, the great thing about Joe was that he was an organizer, and he felt, his main hurdle in getting people to organize and people to contribute and people to give money was to open up their networks.
Yeah.
And the great thing about Facebook, or the bad thing about Facebook, depending on how you look at it, is that it's all out there. It's like your address book is completely open, and you don't really have to give any information because you have all of these people that you're friends with that are giving their information freely.
Yeah.
So he launched it on May 25th of 2007, and since then, more than 11 million people have downloaded the app, and it's raised over $2 million.
So what is the app?
far.
So if people don't know,
Causes.
no, what does it do?
Oh,
You don't know.
it gives charities money.
Yeah.
You donate money, right?
Do you know how?
No.
Okay.
I've never done it. Tell me.
That's what I was like trying to get at. So it's pretty much, it's an app where you have to click the allow button to have it go to your profile. But the more people you have join, and the more people that you can have donate or whatever, and it just builds the cause. So it's not one thing. There can be a million different causes. So it can be cancer. It can be fundraising for a nonprofit. It can be so many different things. You set it up and you can just spread it through your network and have people know about it and cause an awareness. And,
But you donate through
yeah,
Facebook.
you don't. Yeah, exactly. So,
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I seen it. I subscribed to it. I allowed it. I never used it though.
Yeah, no,
I
I've
don't-
never used it
I'm
either.
not an allower.
Yeah, I don't do
I don't really
games.
allow
I don't.
very much
I
at
don't
all,
farm,
actually. No.
mob, whatever.
No.
I don't do that stuff.
Yeah.
I used to.
I
I have
feel
words with
like
friends. That's it.
I donate so much in real life that
Yeah.
I don't need to
I play Bejeweled.
donate to,
That counts.
yeah.
On my phone
I just don't
too.
like. Well, it's not it's like the whole Facebook and the privacy issue. I'm very depending on the apps and allowing them to go through Facebook unless it has to do with business. Other than that, I don't really let other apps in through Facebook, because then they can go through your account and get information, and that's when you start getting spam emails and all this stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm very like weary on specific apps through Facebook, and I have to like research it to find out
Yeah.
which app is okay to really
Yeah.
use. And
I don't really have any.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, I think that's it. Twitter, Facebook, In Charge Show. Just in case you don't know how to spell it, it's right out there in front of you.
Oh, billion. Now I get it. Billion.
It only took 15.
Oh, we need coffee. Next time we'll have coffee.
Yes, so
Yeah.
maybe we can have.
Oh, we're missing our mugs, our coffee mugs.
Well, you can't see it anymore
Yeah.
anyway,
Oh.
because.
They're right here.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching, and we will see you guys next time.
Ding, 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 ding. That's the music. That's what it sounds.
Okay, that's our cue to go. Bye.